disproportionate minority confinement. And over the course of a number of years, we were able to get funding from the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention to provide manhood programs for African American youth and Latino youth, to provide minority family advocates for youth so that they could avoid further entrenchment in the juvenile system. We funded a number of studies that all indicated that there was disproportionate minority confinement and that we needed to keep working on it. And we did a number of programs, none of which were long-lasting. Mm-hmm. We also decided that the one thing that most of our kids who ended up in the Division of Youth Corrections, most of them also were involved with the Department of Human Services. Well, part of that was because you have to find less restrictive alternatives than commitment. And so if we had a kid who was on their way to commitment, we would frequently place them in placement with the Department of Human Services and see if treatment would be a good alternative. Mm-hmm. And those kids were on a fast track to commitment to the Division of Youth Corrections. The other kids who were on a fast track to the commitment to the Department of Youth Corrections were the kids who were being raised in the foster care system. And they frequently got a delinquency and then shipped off to DYC, which is prison for kids. So we decided at one point what we needed to do was deep mine every file at the Department of Human Services and determine why the kids of color were more likely to end up being committed. Well, it was a disaster, and we abandoned that quickly. And instead what we decided is the thing that every child has in common, regardless of race or gender, is education. And so in 2007, we decided that we would start putting on a conference. The summit is called the Educating Children of Color Summit, and our mission is to dismantle the cradle-to-prison pipeline for children of color and children in poverty through education. And so we have 3 tracks. We have a track for educators so that we can teach them to be inclusive and not push out children of color. Mm-hmm. We have a track for parents so that parents will be empowered to hold their children accountable and to hold the schools accountable. And we have a track for children so that children will be inspired. Well, first off, that children will learn critical life skills and that children will be inspired to achieve and to demand more of themselves as well as their education. So the first year we had 350 people attend, and last year we had 1,400 registrants. So it's grown dramatically since that first summit, which was, we started planning in 2007. We held our first summit in 2008. Last year was really this year. It's in January each year. So the January 2014 summit, we had 1,400 people register for.
Well, Judge Walters, that's really fantastic. Cool. Congratulations.
So it's free for students and parents. Mm-hmm. It's $25 for educators, which is nothing. Mm-hmm. But every penny that we raise from registrations and all the money we can scrape, borrow, or steal that doesn't go to the cost of the conference goes to the kids in terms of scholarships. So we've given away $72,000 over the course of the last 7 years in scholarship money and 72 laptops. And
that's great.
We're in the process right now of going back and recontacting everyone who's won a scholarship to say, what are you doing now? How's it going? How did we influence your life? Uh-huh. But it's really, really exciting.
Okay, and when is this next conference scheduled?
In January. So the next one will be January 17th of 2015 at Colorado College.
Colorado College.
You can register. Well, registration's not up. It will be by the end of this week. But our website is www.educatingchildrenofcolor.org. And I'm so proud of the summit that I can hardly see straight.
Oh, that is so wonderful. So, educatingchildrenofcolor.org.
Yes,
And they'll be able to register for this conference there.
they will.
And we'll go ahead and post this link next to the broadcast so people can just click on it and go and register for this event.
Wonderful.
Now, Judge Walters?
Yes.
I was thinking that you could offer us some insights and of what you gained through your experience as a judge and as a county court judge. What would that be? What would be the essential message that you would like to offer our listening audience who is so diverse? We really have a diverse and international audience. What would that message be?
Well, if you think that you cannot make a change in the life of a child because there's just one of you, get rid of that idea. Because every single person who tells you that they survived addiction or child abuse or sexual abuse or a life of delinquency, every single one will tell you that they survived because one person made a difference in their life. And so if you have the opportunity to mentor, if you have the opportunity to speak out, if you have the opportunity to hold a child's hand when that child is afraid, take that opportunity because you may be the one who changed that child's life. That's the first thing. The second thing is that there are lots of opportunities within any community to advocate for children, or if your passion is not children. My passion happens to be children, despite the fact that I'm now in county court. If your passion is for the homeless, if your passion is for gender equity, if your passion is for stamping out domestic violence, there are opportunities to volunteer in every community. And you should go for it because we're always appreciative of volunteers. And again, you may be the one person to change somebody's lives. If what you need to do is on a community scale, then there are opportunities to apply. Let's say you have an issue involving juvenile delinquency and you're in the United States. You might have an opportunity to apply for technical assistance from organizations like the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention. When I came back from that first disproportionate minority confinement task force, the one thing that I decided we needed in our jurisdiction was more diversity training, more diversity, more cultural competence. And so I was able to fund through the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention, I was able to fund 10 the trainers over the course of, maybe I didn't fund it all through them, but over the course of a number of years, we built a stable of diversity trainers who would go anywhere in the state for free to do diversity training. And we have just resurrected that as part of the Educating Children of Color Summit. Every summer now, we have a diversity university, and I teach with co-trainers, and we provide diversity education to primarily educators and juvenile justice professionals, but then they are a seed to go in within their organization and make change within their organization. So if you can be a seed, do it. If you want to come attend the Diversity University in Colorado Springs, it will be this summer, and you just have to contact me, and I'll give Slade Slade has my email address if you want to come spend a week in Colorado Springs and learn to become a diversity trainer. It's in part dealing with your own baggage and in part learning how to help people deal with theirs. But there's so many opportunities to make change and be the change, and everyone should.
So you can be the one.
You could be the one.
To make the change and find the courage to step up. And if we don't have the courage, step up anyway.
It's true. Here's the other thing you have to do. And a wise judge told me this. You have to celebrate every little success as if it was Christmas. Otherwise, you will be downtrodden by the world. So when you have when you have a relationship with a child and that child has been a habitual truant and you get through 1 week with no tardies and no absences, that is cause for celebration.
Oh, my goodness.
And it's true. It's true. So remember to celebrate little successes like their Christmas. And the other thing that I think is really important that we learned so much about in the family treatment drug court is that people who have been from one foster home to another, or people who started using drugs when they were 13, never achieved any of the rites of passage that are important to you and I. They didn't get a letter jacket. They didn't go to prom. They didn't get their driver's license. They may not have gotten their diploma. And so if you have an opportunity to create even artificial rites of passage, that's something that's new. And it's, again, like celebrating little successes like their Christmas. So in the family treatment drug court, we absolutely honored 30 days of sobriety. At 90 days of sobriety, you got pizza certificates, or you still do, and can take your whole family to pizza at a place that doesn't sell alcohol, by the way. And so remember that the people who've had significant deficits in their lives may not have ever achieved any of those rites of passages. So getting somebody a driver's license is amazing.
Yeah, I can see
getting a diploma is amazing. And those things also provide new freedom in the life of the people that you're interacting with.
It helps to form my identity.
Yes.
These identification markers of being able to be seen, just period, just to be seen is so important. And Judge Regina Walter, I know that you are waiting to go into court, and we have arrived to the end of our program, and it's just my tradition to ask, even though you've answered this, what is your bottom line message to humanity?
Love and take care of children, period. And they don't have to be your own. And you don't even have to know them. But if you help a child, at some point that child will have the opportunity to help you. Not necessarily you personally, but you, the environment, you, the legal system, you, the educational system. Every child that we give an opportunity for success has an opportunity to give back to us. And let me get this off my wall in my office. I want to read it to you.
Okay. Love and take care of children.
So Brian Andreas, and I'm not even sure if that's how you pronounce his name, does storybook, I think it's Story People. But on my wall I have this saying, I hope it will be said, we taught them to stand tall and proud, even in the face of history. And the future was made whole for us all, one child at a time. And that's my message.
So love and take care of children, Judge Regina Walters. It'd be wonderful to have you join us again in the future.
I would love that.
And thank you for taking your time and being with us today.
Thank you, and I'm going to go into court now.
And this is Slade Suter. Until next time, be authentic, be true, teach others how to stand proud in the face of history, and be free.
When we're out together dancing cheek to cheek.
Slade Suter Live.
There was an idea to bring together a group of remarkable people.
Who are these people? Authenticity Radio. Stimulating and transparent. Real people and real authentic talk.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get real.
What are you prepared to do?
Guys, I'm bringing the party to you.
Slade Suter Live.